everybody. Happy Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Another day. It's another day. So, this, and I'm going to tell you how. When I was growing up, my mom was very, very supportive of anything I wanted to do, especially in school, because like Caribbean parents love when you do school stuff. School ambitions. She just had an unlimited time, patience, and budget for. Even if she didn't really have the budget, she was gonna put the money towards whatever it is that I wanted to do when it came to school. Extracurriculars, same thing. She put me on all the sports teams that I wanted to be on. She got me the instrument that I wanted, which was the saxophone. Any anything that I wanted to do, summer camps, any hobbies that I wanted to explore, any talents that I had, mom was going to cover everything, and she was going to take me there. She was going to get me the things that I needed for those activities, and I deeply appreciate that. I'll always appreciate that. For most people who have watched these types of videos from me, you know that I'm actually going somewhere with it, but I'll get there when I get there. So, here's me on my way to get there. So, when I finished high school, I've had conversations with a lot of friends that are kind of similar positions, and they say that their parents supported everything that they wanted to do outside of traditional school stuff until school was finished. Then it was like, do the traditional thing, make your shortest money, go to college, get a secure job, work there for X amount of years, retire, pension, you know the deal. So when I finished high school, I did not want to attend college. It was not really a goal of mine, because I don't know why, but from a young age, I was sitting here and saying to myself, I don't think that's the most lucrative thing to do, and I don't think that it's worth my time. I really was saying that at 17, 18. So I spoke to my mom about that, and of course, parents, they have different ideas, like, don't throw your life away, you need to go to college, whatever. So I tried to do a meet in the middle type of thing. So what that meet in the middle point for me, as a suggestion anyways, there's this digital photography school, trade school, that I wanted to attend. It wasn't a 4-year college, but it was just possibly a 6 to 12 month program. Maybe it was about $5,000 total to attend. You get yourself some kind of certification, and they have job placements and things. And photography was always something that I really loved to do. So I presented this to my mom. Hey mom, I know that you want me to go to a 4-year college, get my degree, whatever, possibly do further education after that, get myself a secure, stable job. I understand that. I respect all of what you're telling me. I have another solution, which is this trade school that I looked up. It's some kind of schooling. It's some kind of extra schooling after high school. It ensures that I'm actually doing something. I'm not just trying to sit around and, do nothing and bum around the house. I'm trying to do something, but it's going to be something in my realm of interest. And her response was like, you are good. Hi, Benjamin and twins. So my response was basically like, her response was like, oh, well, it's fine that you want to do something with photography or digital media, but she said, I would recommend you go to your 4-year college, you take a digital media class. but you still get your 4-year degree because there's more doors that will be open for you. There's more options for you. Or if you want, you could even go to your college and then get some kind of degree towards that, or a major or a minor towards that particular thing that you're interested in. And I was like, I don't really want to do that. Why am I wasting 4 years when I could do something in 6 to 12 months? Interests me more directly in my field, and I don't have to do all these, extra courses that a lot of people don't want to do. I don't want to be in science, biology class, or English class, or whatever other class that is not really what I'm trying to do or in my line of interest. But mom went out. Mom and dad, because my mom was the one that I could have the discussions with. My dad was the one that was just like, do it. Like, there's no discussion about this, just do it. So I ended up going to a 4-year college. I did go to the college, and I got my 4-year bachelor's degree. I started off with computer science, and as several students end up doing, I switched degrees a whole bunch of times. Started with computer science, and then I switched to nutrition. From nutrition, I went into marketing. And then I think from marketing, I settled into business administration. So I did my 4 years, which honestly ended up being 5 years because of how many times I switched majors. And then I got out with my bachelor's of business administration. And I said, okay, I'm going to go out here with this bachelor's of business administration, and I'm going to get this job that is going to just make me so much money for all this work and money that I put into getting it. So I got out, I did my interviews. They were all like, oh, well, what experience do you have? And I'm like, experience? Well, the experience was that I went to school and I got my degree. And they said, oh, great. We had this amazing position for you available. Management trainee, $8 an hour. Granted, just to put this in context, not like a today's $8 an hour. $8 minimum wage in New York right now is about, I think, $15 an hour. So it would be like being offered $16 an hour in today's day and age, because minimum wage at that time was $7.25 or something. So they were offering me a little less than $1 over minimum wage. So my mom ruined my life and killed my dreams. That was my feeling for maybe the first 4 or 5 years after I finished school. Like, if I hadn't listened to my mom, I wouldn't have student loan debt. I wouldn't have wasted those years. I wouldn't have wasted that time and that hard work, because I don't really have anything significant to show for it aside from that piece of paper. I had a conversation that flipped my way of thinking completely in about maybe 15, 16. So there was this friend of mine who was a hobby photographer, and I was still interested in photography. So I went to this event, and they were at the event. They were shooting all these different pictures, and I was just asking all these questions out of curiosity because I love pictures. Everyone knows I love taking pictures. That's been the case since I was a little kid. I still love taking pictures now. I said, so what is the setting that you're doing for this? What do you do in this type of scenario? How do you take this type of pictures? I was asking really technical questions. And then this person was like, oh, I see that you have more than passing interest in photography. I said, yeah, I've always been, very interested in photography. And as a matter of fact, at one point, this is something that I wanted to do for a living, like something to do with photography, maybe be a photographer. And then they said, why did you not pursue that? What's the issue? So I said, my mom I really wanted to do that, but my mom didn't nurture my talent or encourage me to do that. A matter of fact, she threw water over my fire. When I told her that this is what I want to do with my life, she told me, that's a hard career. I didn't mention that part. She was like, it's hard to do trades for a living. And she said, unless you're really good at that, it's hard to make a career out of that. So she said, if you put all your eggs in that basket and you don't have a fallback plan and you don't succeed at that, then you won't have options to do other things. So this friend was like, okay, and I said, yeah. So because of that conversation, I didn't do photography, and I went to school for a 4-year college and got a Bachelor of Business Administration, and I'm living a passionless life right now. Of course, your mom and dad wanted the best for you, right? I'm getting to this. So this person says to me, how old were you when your mother told you this? And I was like, 17, 18. And then they were like, how old are you now? And at the time, I was 30. So they were like, okay, your mom told you this when you were 17, and now you're 30. What year did you graduate? What year did you finish from college? How long ago did you finish from college? And the answer was like 8, 9, maybe 8 to 9 years ago at that point. So I was like, okay, at 17, this is what your mother told you. You went to school, you finished that 4-year degree, and now here we are, 12, 13 years later, you're a grown man. So what happened in between the time that you finished your college degree and right now that has prevented you or stopped you from doing that thing that you're blaming your mom for? And I was like, I didn't like the question, but it was one of those questions where when I had to really think about my answer to the question, there was nothing that stopped me from those ages to those ages. And as a matter of fact, my mom didn't stop me from doing what I wanted to do. I was seeking advice and approval from her because at that point, I'm still a minor. So, she's lived life at that point. She has a career as a nurse. She has many years on me, and I was looking for guidance, and she gave me the guidance. And really, in revisiting the conversation, it was not that she actually killed the dream. It was that a parent is going to look out for you, and a parent is going to see if your dream happens to be overly ambitious. Not overly ambitious like you shouldn't do it, but in a sense of how she told me, hey, some people succeed doing what you want to do, but a lot of people don't. It's just like when somebody says, I want to be a, professional athlete, or I want to be a journalist for a big magazine, or whatever it is. Everyone can have a big lofty goal, but there's a small percentage of people that make it into certain things, and they know that. So they, of course, are defaulted to encourage you to do the things that give you the most options. Now, I titled this the way that I titled it for a reason, because I'm testing something out. Because certain titles, I know, generate more interest than if I said a message about taking self-accountability and taking control of your life, because that's really what this is. The longer you sit around blaming somebody else for the things that you didn't do or for the things that you don't have is the longer that you are not going to have those things. As long as you're here, alive, living and breathing, You always have options. Even if somebody strongly discourages you to do something that you want to do, you can still do it. And I'm not saying that you should do it. I think that everybody should have a solid support system that you can lean on, that you can ask questions, that you can depend on for wisdom outside of yourself, because none of us knows everything. We all have things that we need to learn. But the bottom line is that thought-provoking question that this person asked me, who actually happened to also be a mother, made me rethink and revisit the whole scenario that I had blamed my mother for. And I said, you know what? My mother did not stop me from doing what I wanted to do or being great. My mother just presented me with all the various possibilities of what could happen with each various route and gave me the safest route, as a mother would do. And I went the safest route. And I'm not going to say, in hindsight, I tried to do photography after that conversation with that person. And I did it for maybe a year or two as a, profession. And there were things that I didn't like about it, and I'm not doing it now. So despite the fact that I feel certain ways about college education and, the money that you spend on it and what it can do for you afterwards, it has benefited me in a sense of it did give me other options for when certain things don't work out. So again, don't sit around blaming others, whether it's your mother, your father, your best friend, your spouse, your significant other, whoever it is. Don't go around blaming that person for your life not being where you want it to be, because even if you came to them for advice, you have the choice. You have always had the choice to move forward even without somebody's support, without somebody's approval. Always think about all the options. Take into account what people are saying, but the decision, the ultimate final decision, is ultimately in your hands. Take the reins for that decision and stop playing the blame game, and it's going to go a lot further to getting you towards where you want to be. So shout out to my mom. I love my mom. Sorry for the title, but I hope that you got the message, and I will talk to everybody soon. Please make sure, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm going to be going live more often again. I have started a new job, as some of you know. I'm like 6 weeks in. It's really hectic. That's why I'm doing these on the road, because by the time I finish my workday, I'm really tired. But yeah, so I'm trying to do some of them on the go to make sure that I don't fall out of rhythm, routine, and algorithm. So help me out. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get notified of when I drop some more great content. Thank y'all.